Okay, so we're back the Success Channel here at the Kickstart office, and this is one of my favorite presentations. Basically, it's called the FIN number. So you know your SIN number, right? Well, most people don't know what their FIN number is. The FIN number is Financial Identification Number. So a lot of people, they dream of a lottery, or they want to get an inheritance, or they're going to get some kind of windfall, and they thought, if only. Well, you spit in this hand and wish in the other, and the spit's the only thing that's going to show up. So bottom line is you have to know how much you need to be financially independent. If you don't, you're going to be living on dog food. So maybe on the way home, stop at the Petcetra and get some Dr. Ballard's, have a little taste test, and then you'll know. It won't be a surprise when you get to age 65 with no money. So the FIN number is, if you have $10,000 a year or a month, forget about the year, a monthly income, it'd be a good lifestyle for most people in Canada. And that'd be like combined family income. And of course, my question would be, is this an after-tax enjoyable income? Yes, and that's what most people would like, is a couple of vacations a year, house paid off, you got extra money for the grandkids, $10,000 of spendable money a month would be a good lifestyle. And that's what people need to be financially independent. As a matter of fact, it costs more to be disabled when you're older than the income you had when you didn't have a disability. So if you just plan on having $10,000 a month income when you're financially independent, so you're not having to work for that income, you got to do something very unique and different than most people do on the 40-year job plan, because the job, as we know, is a journey of the broke, and it hasn't proven to be a way to become financially independent. Something as boring as just buying one house and renting it out for 35 years or 40 years or whatever, 20 years, paying it off would be a good start. The house you live in, and you have a second property, and that would be, a sustainable income if that's all you did. And why start with one house when you can have two or three? But then it's a lot of work. So we're going to show you a way you can build a business within 18 months to become financially independent with about a $10,000 a month, not passive, active income. It's an active income because you have to pay attention to it. There's no such thing as passive. If somebody tells you that, it's a lie. You have to understand you have to pay attention to whatever you're doing, and nobody's going to pay attention to you more than you, and nobody's going to think more about your money than you. So you should have to pay attention to what you're doing. So what this means also is you have to have at least $15,000 gross income. This is before tax income, $15,000 a month to be financially independent. So what that means is you have to about $200,000 a year income right now to be in a lifestyle where you're paying the taxes and you have this extra money to spend for your lifestyle. So if you're like 50 years old right now, which is the average age in North America is about 52 right now. It's about 150 million people at that age. The sad part is that it's somewhere in the United States, there's a place called Tent City, and people actually live in tents. It's pretty bizarre. But if you're 50 years old and you haven't paid off your mortgage yet, and you're still trying to save for retirement, something's not working, you got to figure out how to have a business on the side, have a little rental property. So when you're 50 years old, by the time you're 60, you're going to need more income because of the cost of inflation. So at age 50, you're going to need $200,000 a year, and then at age 60, you're going to need about $400,000 income. Well, and again, it costs the healthcare costs if you get sick or whatever. Anyway, so bottom line, by the time you're 70, and most people live now into their 90s, that's the scary part. You could actually be retired more years than you worked. Like our client, Mr. Wong, he said, I never thought I'd be retired this long at age 104. So anyway, you would live a long time with Medicare and all this other stuff that's going on. So you got to figure out how to be self-employed and have some kind of income coming in at any age. I mean, one of my heroes is Warren Buffett, and he's actually still working at age 86. He's one of my heroes. I love that. So basically, you're going to need about $8 million in 25, 30 years, or the wealth equivalency of 8 million. So I'm going to show you what's called wealth equivalency. Wealth equivalency is having the income of about 10% of an $8 million portfolio, which is about $800,000 a year within 10, 15 years. So wealth equivalency is having a business that you would have that generates cash flow. What is that business? That business is something that you have built that takes about 18 months to build, and I've done this about 6 times from scratch in 4 different cities. It takes about 18 months to do this. So you need 5 really strong leaders, and you teach them. It takes you about 6 months to teach them how to do something, and then they have a life of their own. You lock and load. So this is what it is. So you could do the 20-year plan or the 2-year plan. So I'm going to show you the 2-year plan. So the first thing is you're not going to have enough money to retire, so you have to figure out how this thing's going to work. So